outside might be gloomy, but the weather inside, I'm sure it's going to be electrifying looking at the crowd today. So, but before we begin, I need you all to give me 3 gifts, not to me, but to the speakers who are going to come on stage today. The first gift is your undivided attention. By that I mean, please take out your mobile phones and put them on silent and give me a thumbs up when you're done. Second is your presence. When speakers are speaking on stage, please do not move around, and in case you want to exit or enter, please do so when you hear the sound of an applause. And third is, let's keep our words polished and let us not talk about sex, religion and politics during our speech. Are we clear on that, and are you all ready to give those gifts to the speakers who are going to come on stage?
Yes.
Sure. Okay. Nothing can dim the light that comes from within. The person I'm going to call next has that light in abundance. I have seen her lead the club, and every time it inspires me, not what she does, but how she does certain things. The way she handles challenges, the way she juggles between her responsibilities at the club and her professional life and her personal life. The way she has not missed a single meeting so far. The way she comes here every single meeting, inspires us with her inspiring stories. The way she does everything so perfectly, so well balanced. And the way how her light never dims every single meeting, but rather it glows every single meeting more and more. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the graceful, the cheerful, and the inspiring President Chaitra Chandapillai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavana, for starting the meeting with so much light. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Welcome to meeting number 1499. I declare meeting number 1499 open. Now, before we proceed with the rest of our meeting, I would like to call onto the stage our stand-in secretary for today, Toastmaster Rashi, to give us the minutes of the previous meeting.
A very happy evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. The theme of previous meeting was when hearts lighten up, the word brightens up. The word of the day was enthusiasm. We had 24 members and 7 guests present in the meeting. The awardees were as follows. Best speaker was Toastmaster Vijay. Best role taker, DTM Rasdeep Manmani. Best evaluator went to Toastmaster Shivangi Bhatt. Best table topic speaker was DTM Vijay Anand, and the best auxiliary role taker was Toastmaster Muralidharan. Thank you.
Members, are there any amendments to the minutes of meeting number 1498?
No.
Okay, I declare the minutes of meeting number 1498 passed. There was a young man named Terry who was driving one day and his car crashed. Now that is bad enough, right? He had to go to the hospital, he was severely injured, and he had to get his leg treated because he had fractures. But during the course of his hospital visit, the doctors found out that he had cancer. Now, for most of us, that is a very scary word. And then we think about, what we will do with the rest of our lives, and we anticipate that there isn't much time left. But Terry kept up his hope. And he went through some really grueling treatment. And when he was in the children's ward, he saw a lot of suffering. The children in this ward had a lot of pain and suffering. And he decided that he had to do something about it. He decided that he would raise funds for cancer research. And one day he came across a newspaper article about a marathon being run, and he decided that was what he was going to do. So he began training. In the middle of his cancer treatment, it was very tiring, but he kept on. He trained for about 1.5 years, and then he started running. He called it his Marathon of Hope. And his goal was to raise $1 for each Canadian, and that would have been around $24 million. And when he started on the shore of the Atlantic Ocean, and he wanted to run across the country to the Pacific Ocean. At first, it was just him and a few well-wishers who knew about his run. But later on, the press picked up his story. And people saw a lot to be inspired by. At one point, Terry had to hobble around because his prosthetic leg started having rashes and pains. So he had to go very slowly. But that did not stop him. He kept on. Till at one point, he felt chest pains. And when they took him to the hospital, they discovered that the cancer had spread to his lungs. So at that point, he called off his marathon. And unfortunately, he passed away soon after that. But even death did not stop his goal. Terry, you might know him as Terry Fox, and he has become a worldwide inspirational figure. Every year they have a marathon in his name for raising funds for cancer research. And although he started with the goal of raising around $24 million, till date, his foundation has raised $800 million for cancer research. And it has made a tremendous impact, not just in the lives of patients, but also in the inspiration that he provides everyone. Now, to take this meeting forward, we have someone who really likes mathematics. In fact, she loves it so much that she decided that she was going to teach mathematics to high school students, one of the most difficult group of students to teach. She teaches at Bethany High School, and she tells me that her favorite hobby is Carnatic music. She practices regularly every week. And she grew up in Kerala, and she has a lot of stories from her time in Kerala. In fact, when she was little, she decided that she and her friends would commandeer a boat at one part of the lake, and without telling their parents, row across to another part of the lake. I'm sure parents were not very amused when they heard about it. But she has plenty of other stories that she will be sharing with you today. So, Toastmasters and guests, please put your hands together to welcome onto the stage our Toastmaster of the day and our former Vice President Education, Toastmaster Smitha Thomas.
I should say our president has a very good memory that I don't remember when I shared the story with her. Thank you for that good introduction. My husband Roshi, usually a very calm, composed person, was in the middle of a very important presentation, and boom, the Wi-Fi went. I bet he wouldn't have been so much worried even if his wife went. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
After some time, I saw him resetting the Wi-Fi and continued with the presentation as if nothing has happened. My 82-year-old father, he can barely read the headlines from the newspaper, identify people at a hugging distance, basically. But every single day rides a scooter, like Amitabh Bachchan in one of his movies. Like responsible children, we tried to take the scooter away from him. We took it out. He was heartbroken until he won a lottery. Guess what was the prize? A brand new scooter. Even fate said, let the man ride. Nothing can dim the light that shines from within. Does it sound like an Instagram post with a sun at the background? Definitely then there'll be a comment under that. What fuels his inner light? Well, hold on. Let me take you to a lush green valley in Swat, Pakistan. An 11-year-old girl was denied the right to education. But instead of fading into silence, she decided to secretly do blogging for BBC. The world came to know about what is happening there under the rule of Taliban. Her words were too powerful, so powerful that one day a masked gunman came into the bus and asked one question: who is Malala? And shot her on her head. The bullet shot that was meant to silence her made her voice louder, her spirit stronger. When she recovered, she started the Malala Fund for educating underprivileged girls. She stood before the world leaders. At the age of 17, Malala Yousafzai became the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate. The inner light. What ignites this inner light? It is pure resilience, inner strength, and the persistence of winning attitude, the winning attitude. Which is true even when it is like day-to-day challenges like lost Wi-Fi or an old blind man riding the scooter, or as big as winning a Nobel Peace Prize. This inner light led a determined person, a visionary to start a speaking club a century ago, which was unheard of at that point of time. Dr. Ralph C. Smedley in 1903. In Bloomington, he wanted to start a speaking club. After a few years in Freeport, again he tried. Both the times he failed. In 1924, in Santa Ana, California, the first Toastmasters meeting happened in a tiny room in YMCA. 20 years later, the dream took flight. And now it has landed over 143 countries, around 4 lakh members, 16,600 clubs. Isn't it remarkable? The inner light of one person, when he kept it igniting, the whole world is glowing. A Toastmasters meeting in general has 3 segments. Meeting is never boring when a speaker is prepared and speaks with purpose. That's why the first segment is about prepared speeches, where the speakers will come prepared according to the guidelines given to them by pathways. The first segment, prepared speeches. Some people think that life is a sum total of the decisions you make. The decisions including what to say and what not to say. That is where the second segment, the impromptu speaking, comes to place. The Toastmasters are trained to do this impromptu speaking in table topics. And I think learning is never complete when we don't make mistakes. You have to make mistakes or see others making mistakes. And when we learn, when someone points it out, that happens in the evaluation session. And the evaluation session is done by a group, a team of seasoned Toastmasters, which is led by a general evaluator. Can someone tell me who is the international president of the Toastmasters now at present? Yes? Radhi Spear. Has any one of you seen her, spoken to her? Can I see? Yes. The general evaluator for today here, of course Priyanka has seen her, spoken to her. But the general evaluator for today has done something more. He has spoken to her, he's interviewed her and released it in his podcast, Galata. This podcast is about to reach 100 episodes. And it just tells about the hard work and passion of this young man, this young Toastmaster. I asked him, what did you learn from Toastmasters? And he told, for me, a Toastmasters meeting is 180 minutes of listening and 2 minutes of speaking. I learned to listen. Let's put our hands together for the general evaluator for today, Toastmaster. He will be assisted by 3 evaluators and the tag team. The tag team consists of Toastmaster Divyanand as the timer, Toastmaster Ratan Shetty as the counter, and Toastmaster Priyanka Ranari as the grammarian. Can you please spell out your roles? You come over here.
Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests.
Good evening.
So, as timer, my duty is to time the speeches that are being given today. So, for the prepared speeches, it will be 5 to 7 minutes range, and at 5 minutes, I'll hold up the green card. and at 6 minutes I'll load up the yellow card, and at 7 minutes I'll load up the red card. And for the impromptu speeches that will be given, so the time range will be like 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute I'll be holding up the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds I'll load up the yellow card, and at 2 minutes I'll load up the red card. So when I'm holding up the green card, know that you're reaching your time limit, as in like your first time limit. When I'm holding up the yellow card, know that it is time to start to wrap up. When I'm holding up the red card, know that you have to wrap up as soon as possible. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
As the R counter, I'll be listening very carefully for the use of vocal pauses and crutch words, such as you know, and repetitive words or phrases. I am keeping track of everyone and will report at the end of the meeting on who best controlled the use of filler words. The evaluation has already started at the beginning of the meeting and will end at its adjournment. Back to the
Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and your guests.
Good evening.
Let's make this meeting sparkle, shine and glow with brilliance, just like the Festival of Lights. As a grammarian, as a person who makes sure the grammar glows and doesn't flicker, my job is to listen carefully and spot words that shine, note sentences that stumble. It's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day, which is glow, which means to shine softly or radiate warmth. Example, may your speech glow with brilliance, not with nervous sweats. When called upon at the end of the meeting, I will share my report. Over to you.
Let's dive into the first segment, the prepared speeches. For the first prepared speech for today, the evaluator is Toastmaster Srinivas. I request you to read out the guidelines, please.
The purpose of this project for the member is to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present well-organized speech on any topic. All the best to the speaker.
The first speech for today is from the Pathway Dynamic Leadership. He is attempting Level 1, Project 2. The speaker is an engineer by profession who is into developing and testing of products. But he first tested how the BPMC meetings are going on, then developed an interest. And 7 months back, he joined the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. A fitness enthusiast, strict on his diet, hitting the gym is part and parcel of his life. I asked him, what do you like about BPMC? And he told, he likes BPMC because the people here truly celebrate every small improvement. And I totally agree with him. Isn't that something great about our club? So, let's hear it for Toastmaster Ravi Varma for his speech, The Hostel Avengers.
Have you ever gone on an adventure where laughter, fear and chaos teamed up like a superheroes? So that's exactly what happened. In the Hostel Avengers, a team of 10 fearless college students who planned to conquer Wonderla. And our leader, Captain America, Kevin, a 7-foot tall giant who planned everything, collected money, booked a car. Even he was the only one who knows how to drive. And our mission to escape hostel life and experience adventure, and also somehow like not to get caught by our warden. The day begins at dawn. I sneaked out like a ninja with shoes at one hand and excitement at the other. Soon our mighty vehicle arrived, which is meant only for 8 people, but we were 10 Avengers. Somehow we squeezed ourselves in, and our lungs had no oxygen, but our excitement has unlimited data. We folded ourselves like an origami, and our car was filled with a pressure cooker of happiness. It's not about comfort, it's about freedom. And then we started our journey, like music was loud and our jokes were louder, until boom, our black tire got punctured in the middle of the dense forest. We have no tools, no signal, no help. Just 10 confused superheroes staring at the flat tire. We waved at the passing vehicles. Finally, a kind stranger rescued us with his tools. We fixed the flat tire with the speed of the Formula 1 pit crew. And then we fixed it. Finally, the first battle we won. And by 11:30, we reached Wonderla, and then like all of them are sweaty, hunger, and also but victorious. And we used our college ID cards as a discount passes to the happiness. Then we started with a small ride. Then comes a ice cream. It swung back and forth like a giant pendulum. And when it started spinning, my soul left body almost for 10 seconds. And my friend next to me called out for help, not to God, but to his ancestors. And then like we braved the ride one by one, and we danced in rain, drenched, and we took a group photo, which looked like a Bollywood poster. Friendship reloaded. Every blockbuster needs a villain. On our way back, we stopped by the Thanos in uniform, a police officer. His glare alone made our heartbeat louder than the car engines. Then he started listing the violations. He asked the license. We showed our ID card, same size, same confidence. And then he like listing the violations like a kind of exam question paper, like car overloading, no documents, no license, fine, 10,000 rupees. Like we are shocked. Then comes our superhero, Captain America, Kevin, who has a multilingual powers, knows Hindi, Tamil, Kannada, even Morse code. He negotiated with the Thanos. And then Iron Man, that is me, chipped in. And then with a 10-minute strategic discussion, our fine amount shrank from 10,000 to 500 rupees, which I paid from my pocket. And then even sometimes Iron Man has to pay small EMI to save the universe. And then we reached our hostel before dawn. Somehow, like our mission was complete, but not fully completed. Next day, our tutor called out, people who went to Wonderla, bring a letter signed by your parents. We froze. There comes a one brave Avenger, Dr. Forge Stange. He forged all the signatures. Finally, we submitted it. Our mission was complete. So friends, this trip taught me something unforgettable. Like life is not about playing safe. As Ellen Keller once told, like life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. So friends, step out, explore, find your own team of Avengers, and best adventure aren't created in movies. And it's about the friends who dare to live them. Back to you.
Friendships, challenges, and unforgettable moments. You took us a ride to Wonderla with all the bumps and ups and downs. We thoroughly enjoyed your speech. I think we should give a better round of applause. Our next speaker is someone who travels 25 kilometers from Hoskote to Bangalore Toastmasters Club just to attend this meeting. He is an engineer by profession working in R&D with Mercedes. Even though relatively new to Bangalore Toastmasters, he is not entirely new to Toastmasters. He has been the VPPR in Shantiniketan Club, but he was so taken by the offline meeting of Bangalore Toastmasters that he left Shantiniketan Club and he joined our club. Today he is going to speak about hunting. Is it lion hunting a lamb? Or is it a cheetah hunting a deer? Toastmaster Imtiaz Basha with the speech title Bride Hunt. Sorry, I missed. May I request his evaluator, Toastmaster George Pisa.
So, during Toastmasters and all my days, the purpose of the project is for a member to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance his speech. I wish all the best to the speaker to work with Toastmasters.
I got so engrossed about the hunting that I missed the evaluator.
Let me see if I can find bride in our Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Oh my God, I see none. Can you help me to find one? If not, I'll be done. Good evening. Good evening. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Gentlemen, I have a question for you. How many of you have sister-in-law, Sali? Don't worry, I'm not going to select your sister-in-law, right? I'm not so lucky to have sister-in-law. Rather, I had brother-in-law. My brother-in-law was not interested in romance. His interest was in romance. To fulfill his romance, we started operation called Bride Hunt. It all started without groom. You know why? Because he was busy working in the deserts of Saudi Arabia. He thinks that I have bride hunting superpower. You know why? Because I found his sister, my wife. Bride finding is really difficult without groom, something like clapping with one hand. I have given a pro tip to him. Why don't you marry Saudi Prince Salman bin Muhammad's daughter? But he was not interested in my shitty jokes. By the way, I am not sure whether he has a daughter or not. 2 years passed. We were really hopeless. And even the matrimony consultants were trying to avoid us. Finally, by seeing our level of desperation, and one kind-hearted family agreed to give their daughter to us. Finally, the bride hunt was a great success. He flew down to India for his engagement. And we planned his wedding a year later. He was missing his fiancée so much, he visited again 6 months down the lane. I have no clue, no idea what's hooked between them. Suddenly, he dropped a bomb. Boom! It was not hydrogen bomb. Any guesses what he said?
He doesn't want to marry. He doesn't want to marry.
No, you are wrong. He wants to prepone his wedding by 3 months. Here comes the next problem. Not even a single mosque in Vellore, my hometown, agreed to perform his marriage 3 months earlier. They were absolutely fine to do it 3 months later. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think? I have missed one tiny information in this story. The girl is just 3 months short of becoming major. I tried to console my brother-in-law. It's just 3 months, right? It goes like this. Back in frustration, he shot back at me. No bro, it's not 3 months, it's more than 3 years. How come 3 years? I was shocked to hear, aren't you? Then I told him to blow air from his mouth, just to check whether was he drunk or not, since he was in Bangalore. He was absolutely fine. Then I tried to understand. Then he said me, he has read the news article. Government of India is planning to increase the marriage age of women from 18 to 21. He thought he could be a victim of this new bill. At that time, you know, government was passing bills like a Swiggy delivery orders. It is really difficult for him to control for 3 more years, to control his emotions. He was shattered, he was heartbroken, and lost all his hope. My brother-in-law has become bother-in-law. What do you think? Whether the marriage took place 3 months before or 3 months later? Any guesses?
3 years later.
No, the bill has not yet passed. So everyone has lost the hope. Even the bride side, even the groom side. But I did not. I tried all my best in Kothari area. Finally, one mosque has agreed to do his marriage. It's indeed my pleasure to have you all in my brother-in-law marriage speech. Marriage, a wedding cannot be completed without what? Without what? It's not biryani. Without your blessings. With your blessing, the marriage was a blockbuster. Still, my feelings are not addressed. I hope you remember, I don't have sister-in-law. Or
Suspense, humor, and drama. You had it all, Toastmaster Imtiaz. What a great speech. Let's give him one more big round. Our next speaker, but before introducing him, let me remember to call out the evaluator, Toastmaster Divyanand.
My dear fellow Toastmasters, the speaker is going to attempt a project which is connected with storytelling, and the purpose of this project is to the member to practice using a story within a speech. That is, practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that itself is a story. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you.
This Toastmaster is attempting Level 3 project 2 from Presentation Mastery Path. A retired bank manager by profession, I see him as the true embodiment of today's theme. A person who is truly glowing because of his inner light. It is that inner light that brings him week after week to Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Being a Toastmaster for 25 years, he has this unique ability to be cheerful himself and to make others who is in his vicinity, to make them cheerful and make them feel comfortable, energetic. Let me welcome Toastmaster Richard D'Souza with his speech title, Read What You Saw.
Zoom a little.
Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. There was this gentleman called Amitabh Ji who was revered in the society. An individual of high net worth and high networking capacities. He had endeared himself with old and young alike by his interactive capacities, his affectionate demeanor, and also down to earth nature. He was a widower. He had a son by name Arun. Arun was studying in final year engineering. A brilliant boy, a worthy son to a father. Amitabh Ji had an idea that after his graduation he would be sent to abroad, and on his return he would pass on his mentor of flourishing business to Arun. Things were comfortably moving on. One particular day, Arun came and told Dad, "Dad, I want a sports bike." Dad asked him which make and how much it would cost. He told it is the Honda sports bike and it would cost 12 lakh. This kind of usurious demand Amitabh Ji never anticipated. He endeavored to drive reason into Arun, saying that since it's your final year, next year you can certainly go for it, but now for convenience sake you can go for any bike which is within 1 lakh, and a lot of companies are there to give it. Hearing this, face of Arun became like open hood of a cobra. He shouted at him, "Don't you have sense of shame to treat your son like a son of a beggar? Money is there with you to give whoever asks for, but not to give to your son. I cannot stay here for a single minute." By saying that, he stormed out of the room. Straight away, he went to his maternal uncle's place, and because of the connection, he landed in the United States of America. IT boom was going at that time, and this boy, being a genius, was able to work and also assimilate as many skills as possible.
within a short span of time, he ascended the prestigious position of vice president. Arun had a meteoric life. He was not only glowing, but also shining. But back home, Amitabh ji started sulking. He never used to trust his relatives for the fear that they would gobble up his riches and would divulge his secrets to his competitors. There was no one for him to confide with, no one to interact with. Slowly, Amitabh ji was engulfed by loneliness and he slipped into depression. Instead, this successful executive had organized a prestigious conclave, or so to say, conference, where executives from different countries were to participate, and it was a sales promotion conference. That particular day, early in the morning, before the crack of dawn, he received a phone call saying that Amitabh ji was no more. Now, Arun was landed into catch-22 situation. Last price could not be held without his presence, and he was unable to go because of his professional commitments. Overwhelmed by emotions, he informed that he would come for the 13th day ceremony. Yes, he did go for a 13th day ceremony. Rituals were held. After that, advocate came and he read out the will. Amitabh ji had betrothed all his property to his only son, Arun. Then they brought a holy book which Amitabh ji used to use during his prayer time, and there on the particular day when Arun had left the house, there was an invoice of Honda sports bike, amount fully paid. Seeing this, Arun felt that sky was falling on his head and the earth below his feet was sinking. He became speechless and he started weeping. He sobbed intermittently. Today, he was in the same position to which he had pushed his father once. His inner voice insinuated him. Reap what you have sown. Go to Madam.
What a touching story. What a moving story. And many times we see this happening around us. Keep your eyes open, ears open, and you will see. Let's give a big round, bigger round of applause. The password for voting, the voting link would have come in the WhatsApp group. The password is 0101 for voting for the best prepared speaker. And I told when the speakers come prepared with a purpose, the meeting is really great. It's never boring. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Now we'll have a short break of 5 minutes. We'll come back after 5 minutes. Next, for the most interesting segment of the Toastmasters meeting, the table topic session. To take us forward, we have someone who is doing a post-graduation in forensic sciences in Christ University. I asked her, what is the most interesting experience you ever had? And she told she had a chance to meet and interact with the former President of India, Ram Nath Kovind. And she's telling me that the whole experience of the securities, it was truly amazing. So to take us forward, we have Toastmaster Shreya Sadugol.
Good evening, my Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I am the table topic masters for today.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so for the guest, knowledge of the guest, it is basically what the table topic master cooks up for the members on the spot, and the members have to come on stage and give an impromptu speak for 1 minute to 1 minute 30 seconds. Shall we get down right to it?
Yes.
Okay, so today the judge is the audience. There is a situation, like there are few slides where there is picture and that is situation. I'll be calling 2 members and you have to convince the audience that you're not the killer. All clear?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, now I think you're confused, but let's get started. You will get into it eventually. Okay. The first situation is this thing. The first 2 members I would like to call upon is Toastmaster Alan and Toastmaster Abhay Kothari. You have to convince one by one that you're not the killer.
Who speaks first? Who speaks first? I am the.
Yes, Toastmaster Alan can go first.
I'm innocent because I'm speaking first. He's guilty because he doesn't know what to say. It's as simple as that. Also, if you look at it, look at the color of my shirt. It's got a very innocent look. Okay, it's very baby. I have a very baby face also. If you see, also if you look at it very, very carefully, I'm just asking you to look at the proof. The body is more towards me. I am standing as far away as possible. In fact, I just came to look at this thing. But as you can see, even the beer is closer to him. So he's under the influence of alcohol. And yeah, even the head is closer to him. So all these factors are there, and more importantly, if you actually look at it, my face looks more innocent. That is the most important aspect, and I would like. Now, hand it over to the murderer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this person has claimed that I am under the influence of alcohol. Now you know that a picture is worth 1,000 words, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Now who in this picture has a French beard? Who has it? Who claimed that he is this person?
Wow, you faked a beard?
That's me. See, I even have the whole.
So now, who is standing closer to the body?
He shaved his head also.
I caught him in the act. Now he is speaking first because he has planned everything, right? You know how the innocent have to think and the guilty have everything planned. Am I right or not?
Guys, he's under the influence of alcohol.
You know who is under the influence of alcohol, the person who cannot identify. Don't go by his innocent face and his friend's beard. He's fair, but he's not really not the murderer. He is the murderer. Yeah, so don't believe Alan. Alan may have done the deed because he has all the keys, because he's an Allen key. Right? He has the keys to this person's house. See, open his pockets, you will know that he has a lot of Allen keys inside. So don't believe Alan, he is the murderer, I am innocent. Over to you.
Audience, who do we vote as the killer?
He killed him with an Allen wrench.
We'll come to the justice later on. Okay, the next situation is this. There has been a robbery and a car has been taken and it has been destroyed. So I would like to call upon Toastmaster Ganesh and Toastmaster Shreya. Is there? No? Okay. You can go ahead. We'll see whether you are the actual killer or not.
So, sir, I lost the.
There has been a robbery and this car was found, all broken, and all the things was stolen from inside. You need to explain that you did not do this.
Okay.
That you're innocent.
Oh, okay. I didn't look at. Should I say all things in a row? Even if I don't utter a word, I think my whole personality screams louder that you can't find anyone as innocent as me. And look at that car. I don't know which model it is. Mostly some 1900 model. And is this the car I would like to stay? If I don't have a car, I have some taste, right? And I wouldn't really even if I were to stoop down to that level. I think I have a class and I would look at robbing something really valuable and something really worth that effort. So I think, I don't even need to convince, but still since I have a role to play, I think this is definitely can't be me. But I think there are few faces here which seem to indicate me that someone who's stolen is right amongst us. But one thing is extremely clear, it's not me. So back to me.
I'm not sure whether he convinced you he's the victim or not, but he definitely pointed few fingers. So we'll look at them later on. Okay, the next is a question. You have been framed for stealing the last slice of pizza. Defend yourself in court. Toastmaster Muralidharan. Minus points for that.
Actually, I have taken a bail before defending in the court, right? The pizza was bought by the Swiggy delivery guy and was trying to give it me. When I opened, I did not find the pizza there. It was empty. So I did not steal that. Then who stole the pizza? The pizza guy told, sir, I bought the box. There was pizza inside. Then between the delivery and handing over, where did the pizza go? So that it is your job to find out where did the pizza go. I have not stolen it. And please give me bail also. Over to you. You need to shake your hand.
Yes, I think he redeemed himself with that handshake. But I am not a judge. What do you guys think? Where did the pizza go?
Stomach.
Stomach. We can only find out a day later on. So we'll see in the washroom or whatever. Okay. missing TV remote. Who do you think took it? Toastmaster Robinson said.
All of you know the answer for this. Read it again and again. There is a case of missing remote. And who is the person who has taken it?
Always
Am I
with the
right?
miss.
Huh?
It's always with the miss.
Two answers are there, one of them is correct. Now you have to guess. Where does the remote lie all the 24 hours?
On the sofa.
With whom does it lie? Who uses it more? Come on. Don't, please. Give him a chance at least here. He escaped from there. He comes here.
No one uses TV. Now no one uses TV. You don't even get in the mobile.
No, not that. Now it's there. Remote is there. Forget about it. She grows old school. We have to give consent to her. No, right. I am saving you.
Well, it was kept somewhere because it's not being used. Don't know where it has been kept.
You can take a cue from him now for the next slide. All right. You have not answered my question at all. I was just before the start of this meeting, I was discussing with two persons here about the length of my marriage. It's going to be 50 years. And after this TV came, the remote has always been with my wife. Okay.
I think he was a judge and he's putting, he's finding the culprit. So the recording is there, so I didn't say anything. Okay, the next topic is your smart speaker starts giving relationship advice. Whose voice is it? Guest Manish, Goyal.
Your smart speaker started giving relationship advice. Guess whose voice it is? So, I am about to get married. Then I asked my friend, so what to do now? So my friend gave me 10 advice. Do this, don't do this, do this. And I asked him, are you married? No, I am planning next year. So, but he gives the advice for everything I do, whether it doesn't matter he has done it or not. So, your smart speaker is your closest friend whom you hear without blinding. Yeah, what do you think?
Okay. This is the topic. There's a crime scene going on, and there are few people, just marathoners, running past to it. And obviously, this topic has to go to Toastmaster Vishal. Why are you running to the crime scene? I know you are motivated, but at least be mindful.
At 5 in the morning, I got a call. And on the other side were Brian and our wonderful Toastmaster Priya. They said, Vishal, I have a challenge for you. You need to keep running for 42.2 kilometers and you are not allowed to stop. I said, guys, let's be reasonable. It's a Sunday. I want to take a rest, I want to sleep. But they said, Vishal, you can't do it. You don't have it in you. That was enough. That was enough for me to get out of my bed, put on my running shoes at that moment and start running without a goal, without a planned route. As I was running, I saw some cops standing at a distance. I thought I can run around them. But turns out they had blocked off the entire road. Now I was almost reaching 42.2 kilometers and I wanted to feel good about finishing it. And there seemed to be some tape. I thought it was the finish line. I thought they'd put it up for me. I thought the cops were in cahoots with our Toastmaster Priyanka and Brian. I hesitated for a moment and then I remembered Nike and they say just do it. So I just did it. I was glowing. Turns out someone had been murdered and I was in handcuffs. So I had to call our wonderful Brian and Toastmaster Priyanka to bail me out. And that is why I did it. It wasn't because I wanted to cover up a murder. It was because I was just plain stupid. Over to you, David Master.
Toastmaster Vishal or Toastmaster Priyanka and Brad. So we'll get into that. What do you guys think? Who should we blame? The person who got murdered?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
It's totally
Okay, we'll go with that. Okay. This is a crime scene. There has been a robbery in a clothes store. I would like to call upon Toastmaster George, Matthew and Toastmaster Amrith.
Alright. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
As you can see, this is a sports store. And I'm a man who doesn't do any sport. So why would I offer sports store? So it's definitely Toastmaster Amrith because she seems like she does sport. And it's a crime scene. I wouldn't be near that. Help me out, guys. Why would I not do it? See how speechless I am? Because why? I didn't do it. With that, I like to hand it back to Toast.
Well, he was speechless only because I did it. And it is not a sports store, right? It's a clothes store. Who else would steal? Right? A girl. And it had the best new arrivals and the store that I love the most. Poor George, he's just getting unnecessary, complicated, involved into it. I accept but I won't reveal where the closet is or where I have hidden it. I would just accept that, okay, I have done it. I would take later by paying some money and enjoy that clothes. Not to.
Even the Toastmaster Amrith confessed, but I think she let her go because she is fashionably cool and we couldn't give her that.
Last week, blue dress.
I'm definitely not biased here. Okay, the next topic. Looks like the victim was trying to tell us something. What do you think he's trying to tell? Did Vijay, can you tell us?
Sometimes the pain of commuting in Bangalore city, Bangalore, is so torturous, so treacherous that words will not come out. You will just say one thing. Ouch. Tabletop man, third Toastmaster guest. This poor guy here, you can see here, who's lying down. He was driving on Bangalore's roads. Umpty number of potholes, back is broken. Number of fractures. He decided, I'm not going to drive Bangalore's roads. Next step, next option, take the auto. He kept on booking. they kept on cancelling. And when he finally got an auto, tips 30, 50, 70, not ML, I mean money, rupees. He couldn't take that. Auto fares were exorbitant, 300 bucks. Above that, 90 rupees tips. He said, no driving, no auto. Plan C. Take the metro, number metro. The yellow line. Only 25 minutes of waiting. It seemed like eternity. The train never came, he came out of the bus stop. Option D, BMTC, Bangalore Metropolitan Transport Corporation. The bus never arrived. He missed the bus. So friends, any form of transport you take in Bangalore, any citizen, 15 million people staying here, people who visit Bangalore, when they experience Bangalore's roads, traffic, potholes, craters, no buses, no autos, they just have one word to say. And this poor guy, no offense, no criminal, nothing, is not anything antisocial. Poor chap, he could not take Bangalore's roads, and he has just one word to say. Ouch. Back to the real topic.
Anand, and you should definitely do something about the roads. I don't think they will, but you should. Try to do something. Okay, this is the topic. You are a detective who can only work when it's raining. Why do you do so? Toastmaster Ravi.
I can work only when it's raining because I feel that all the chaos around me becomes silent with the noise of the raindrops. It's so peaceful for me, as well as the smell of the mud that is there when it's wet. It just soothes me so much that I feel my brain works so much faster, and I'm able to complete all of my work only when it starts raining. I cannot hear the constant irritation of my mom telling me to do a lot of things, the constant blabber of my brother troubling me and just irritating to while away his time, and I can just peacefully sit down and complete whatever work I have left. It's also because I think, I don't know, what do you think, why do people work? So I think these are the only two reasons that I can come up with now, but maybe next time I will be more observant.
I think we're all set for the monsoon season. We just have to find a new detective for summer season. We'll search out for them. Okay, the next topic. A thief leaves thank you notes at the crime scene. What is it in it? What is it in it? And who do you think did it? Guess Brian.
Okay. First part of the question is self-explanatory. What is written in it? Thank you. Who do you think did it? This is quite out of my understanding. Definitely has to be someone who definitely has to be. Oh yeah, can be. But what I was arriving at is that they probably are from the same friend group. Recently, I've been so addicted to friends. I realized one thing about friends in general. True friends don't stab you from the back, they stab you from the front. And this is definitely a revenge plot. Might be by Vishal for making him run over a dead body. Might be he would have come off at the afternoon when I was having a hefty meal and would have lied down for my afternoon nap. Right after the marathon, he decided 42k isn't enough. Let's run for another 8 kilometers to Brian's house, stab him in the front, leave a thank you note. And that's definitely him. This is quite confusing. I don't know why he did it. I don't know why the body was there. But you are welcome.
Okay, so it seems like Toastmaster Brian and guest Brian and Toastmaster Vishal are pointing at each other. So we'll put both of them in the locker. That works for everyone?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. The last topic for the day is there is a superhero, you might be a superhero, whose power is extreme sarcasm. How do you think they fight crime? Guess that.
Oh. My palms are sweaty, my feet are heavy, and I'm definitely not ready. But power is extreme sarcasm. Well, there are very few superheroes in life, and one superhero is my mom. Right? And now the thing is, my mother has a great deal of extreme sarcasm which has passed on to this generation. You can see it in this face only. The problem with me is, with my mother is that she, when she was in college, she used to have this way of writing, handwriting. Okay, so she used to sign her signatures with her name. Her name was Meenakshi, and it was followed by a butterfly. What happened later on was that, as our English teacher says, as the passage of time flew, my mother not only had to sign the exam sheets, she had to also sign the company statements. So the butterfly slowly died. And what was left was a withered soul. It was Meenakshi and then something followed after that. So therefore, I don't know whether it was sarcasm, but definitely she was my superhero. Over to you.
Again, this recording, I don't know how, but whether mom will be happy or sad. Hopefully she is happy that we call her superhero. We'll just leave it at that. And that's all for today. I hope I got your creative juices flowing. And if you ever want to join forensic science, today is just the trailer. Yes, glimpse and trailer. So do think about it. Over the
What we witnessed was an energetic, creative, sensational table topic session. You know what? If I were not the TMOD, I would have come prepared for the table topic session about dimming the light, inner light, and all that. And here comes the table topic, who is the killer? So for that great session, let's give a big round of applause. And here comes the learning part of it. Let's dive into the general evaluation or the evaluation session. Hand it over to Toastmaster Puneet.
Good evening, fellow members and guests.
Good evening.
I'm presenting to you the report of the entire meeting, what went well, what could be improved upon. And before I begin, I must congratulate the committee for tirelessly beginning the preparation of this meeting 2 weeks ahead, for all of us to see a completely smooth flowing, effortless meeting. Can we have a huge round of applause for the committee? The meeting started on time at 6:30. I really appreciate the new way in which Sergeant Arms have been initiating the meetings with a round of applause. Before we used to just scream saying, please have a seat, please have a seat. But now with a round of applause, it's a very appropriate verbal cue saying it's time to grab your seats. So kudos for that, Sergeant Arms. You made your speech introduction relatable by speaking about the climate. You mentioned 3 gifts, which were ground rules, and you also had, interesting, you also had a triad when you're introducing the president. My only suggestion is, when you mention and request the audience for gifts, you request, you do not demand. So maybe your usage of the word, I request you all to give me or bestow me these gifts, would it be more polite and appropriate? Another bit that a sergeant arms does, apart from setting the ground rules, setting the space, is mentioning the lay of the land. You point out where the water cooler is, you point out where the washrooms are, and the exits. So always ensure you do that, please. Moving on to the president. One thing that we have seen Toastmaster Chaitra grow is effortless and professionalism way in which she handles the entire presidential speeches. I think she's really well crafted her presidential addresses. Today with the story of Terry Fox, well relevant to the theme and to public speaking in general. My only suggestion is probably work on the transition. I felt the transition between Terry Fox and Toastmaster Day was a little abrupt. Maybe try and connect some aspect of Terry Fox to Smitha Rushi's introduction. If not, find a conclusion in the Terry Fox story that is complete, and then pause, and then say, now moving on to the next session of prepared speeches, which will be handled by, that will be better. But for the brief and well prepared introduction and the seamless, smooth flow, can we have a huge round of applause for our president? If this could be a suggestion for the secretary, the sergeant arms, and the president, I feel that is where you get to be rooted in the lectern. Because after president, every single role in the area division, you want to hone your lectern skills. So instead of utilizing the stage, see if you can be in the lectern and use only your arm gestures to communicate. It will add a sense of formality to the overall meeting. Apart from that suggestion, let's move to the prepared speeches. I'll come to the T-Mods evaluation at the end. Can we have the first evaluator? Toastmaster Srinivas, evaluating the speaker.
Ravi, I am so glad that I got to hear your speech, the hostel awareness. The purpose of your project is to learn or to review a basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and present a well-organized speech. You absolutely succeeded in the first point, delivering a speech that was highly entertaining and unforgettable. You built a fantastic, cohesive narration around the story, and it was relatable in a student adventure. It was so easy to follow, and the concept of you and your friends, the superheroes, the Captain America, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange, give the story a fun and unique angle. You use a humor and excellent phrases like sneaking out of ninja, comparing and comparing, and origami, the cardboard origami, arranging, and the detail about your friends, Thanos, and between the wheel. The purpose was clear and entertaining to the audience, to deliver a subtle humor of you and your friends during to live trip to Wonderland. The audience was engaged and laughter throughout your speech. To take your speech to a great level, to an exemplary level, I have two suggestions. One, while you narrate your speech, make sure that you have a smooth transitions between and the logical movements. I was wondering, you are studying in Bangalore. Suddenly when you say that there is a forest in between, I was wondering, where is that forest coming from? If you could have added where your college is and where you started from, that could have felt more easy for us to connect with. And make sure your opening of your speech was clearly framed for the audience, for the adventure for the audiences. Ravi, you demonstrated an outstanding ability to craft a well-organized speech that was incredible, entertaining, and you are superheroes. Your vivid humor and the strong storytelling kept us completely engaged. You are clearly known to structure a compelling speech. Focus on your smooth transitions and play on it with your vocal varieties. In your next speech, you will be a master in storytelling. Great job, Ravi. All the best for your next speech.
Good job, Ravi and Srinivas. My job as a general evaluator is to evaluate the evaluator, not the speaker. Srinivas, I know that you have a very clear analytical mind, and I really miss when you are able to recollect things off the top of your head of what worked, what didn't work. But today you relied on a crutch of notes. Maybe next time, see if you can utilize just your logical analytical ability and speak directly to the audience. As an evaluator and a speaker in general, it's always best to be with the audience instead of with your notes. Okay. Always use cue cards if you require, but do not read off the notes, is my only suggestion. And when you summarize, make sure you repeat the specific points. You said in summary about the transitions and everything, but the specific point was you need to be clear in your details that there's no forest and all of that. Yeah, so get your details right. So mention that in the summary. Having said that, good job to both of you, the speaker and the evaluator. Can we have a round of applause, please? Moving on to the second speaker, can we have evaluator for the second speaker on the stage?
So good evening Toastmasters, all my dear guests, and particularly today dashing humorous speaker Imtiaz. I think today we have taken a roller coaster of laughter, thoughts and experience with the story of the bride from Imtiaz. What a creative idea to start with the intriguing questions. To search for a bride not on the matrimonial side but on the Bangalore Toastmasters Club, asking, can I search a bride in the BDMC? Yeah. So it was very much powerful look. Yeah. Your vocal variety was very delightful. Telling about your brother-in-law, giving that pauses of romance. Yeah. Ingesting that Bride was a blockbuster success, and make it more interactive with the audience. Yeah. Asking questions, waiting for the answers. Yeah. Your body language perfectly matched your words. It was in sync with your story, with your hand gestures, facial expressions, and tonality. I think that has made your story very alive and made us also to take with you in that storyline. Yeah. Also wanted to give there many pointers, but when you heard about the Parliament passing the bill of 21 years, we also as an audience took the urgency why it was again 3 years. Yeah. So you took us in that experiential journey as such. That was very well done. Yeah. So, and also you close the ending with a hook saying that I regret I still don't have a sister-in-law. Yeah. So I've been said that a couple of things means when your story was full of humorous, but whenever people were laughing and enjoying, you are continuing your story, and I think that we were missing some of the lines in between. And also, I think icing on the cake would have been bring some of your brother-in-law and yourself some dialogue exchange so that you could use the stage, and also some of the tonality and vocal variety would have been used much in a much impactful way. So in conclusion, the Trident was not just a speech; it was I think you took a theatrical, experiential acting in this stage. And it was full of humorous expression and personal experience, and you had a wonderful command over your body gestures and voice variety. Yeah. So to end with, on Search of Pride, you gave us delight with voice of your gestures. You truly shown pride. Wish you all the best, and again congratulations.
That was a very well articulated evaluation. Can we have a round of applause, please? Imtiaz, you made Toastmasters Club into Toastmatrimonial Club, man, for 2 minutes there. Well done. I think you had a speech ready for humorous speech contest, and you had us rolling with laughter. And George, I think you did a very commendable job of not only appreciating, acknowledging the humor, but also looking at the speech beyond that. So kudos to you for doing that. Imtiaz, and my only suggestion for you, if I could, would be, you were a notch below making us fall off the chair. Probably a few more pauses at the right moment. Like when you said sa, li, and you paused, that joke landed better. I wish those few pauses you planned better. And I was waiting for that sa-la. Never happened, but okay. What was the pause? Huh?
I was interested in Sunny.
Yeah, we know. That's why you started, that's why you concluded. But thank you. And can we have a round of applause for both? And finally, for the third speech, can we have Toastmaster Rajendran evaluate the judge, sir?
The purpose of the project is for the speaker to narrate the story. And let's see how exactly the speaker fared in this particular project. So let me begin with the areas where he did remarkably well. So I will talk about 2 specific areas. One is the way in which the story was narrated. So he spoke about a story where there is a relationship, conflict between father and son, and it was narrated with a lot of power and passion. So excellent, very well done. That's number 1. And the second thing is, a good story need to have 4 specific elements. One is it should have characters. The second one is it should have suspense, and it has to have climax. And the fourth one is it also needs to have a plot. In this particular speech, he had all the 3 elements covered. So he had characters. So there were 2 specific characters. One is Anand, and the other one is father, who is Amitabh Ji. And the second one, the climax. The climax being the news of Amitabh's death, and this gentleman traveling all the way from US to India to attend his father's funeral. So the climax, the characters, very well done. And the third one is the suspense. In the case of suspense, there are 2 specific examples, or the 2 specific pointers that he gave. One is the will. He never expected that his father will write a will in his name, but it was done. And the second one is that there was also the invoice of the superbike that his dad offered to him. So the suspense area is also covered. Now, let us see the areas where he could have improved upon. There are the 4 elements I said, out of which 3 elements he had perfectly covered, and the 4th one, which is the plot. So here we are talking about a son and a father, the relationship not so being great, and the message of his father passing away, reaching his son who is in US. And he was in a dilemma whether to visit India or to attend a conference or visit India after 30 days. But suddenly he decided to come back, and then he was seeing sobbing, and then he felt that the earth under him got caved in. A person who decided whether to come or not to come to his father's funeral, suddenly having a change of heart after seeing his father's film, the plot would have been much better, isn't it? There is a bit of disconnect there. And the second one, the vocal variety throughout the speech was top class, barring one or two areas where he could have improved upon, two instances. Let me talk about those two. The earth caved in, and he felt the silence. So he rushed through those two sentences. He said, the earth caved in, and there was silence. Whenever there is a negative emotion which is associated, obviously your tone will slow down, and the pace will slow down, isn't it? You're not going to say, I was devastated. I was devastated, isn't it? So your pace, the pitch will slow down. So otherwise it's a remarkable speech. You took us throughout the journey of Amitabh, and then we were living the characters. Wonderful effort. So wish you very best for the future speeches in our club. Thank you very much.
That was a very critically evaluated evaluation. Yeah. Can we have a round of applause for Varma? What's fascinating is how the entire audience was gripped throughout your speech, Chaitra. It was a pleasure to watch from the sidelines what a story can do to an audience. It just and it captures you. Having said that, where they are not only, then this is a really good sign of an evaluator, where you not only tell but you show, you give an example or two, which is what drives the point home, not just for the speaker but for the rest of the audience as well. So thank you, Vijay, for doing that. With the evaluations on the now completed, let's go to the track team. Let's see how we performed. Can we have Toastmaster Divyanand tell us the timer report? Yes, please come.
Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests.
Good evening.
So all the three speakers gave very captivating and interesting speeches. Toastmaster Ravi Varma had a time of 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Imtiaz had a time of 6 minutes and 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Vijay sir had a time of 6 minutes and 54 seconds. I would take Toastmaster Ravi Varma a huge round of applause for closing at 5 minutes and 15 seconds. And in the table topics, everybody spoke as much as possible with whatever topic was given to them. But Toastmaster Ganesh had closed at 1 minute. So a huge round of applause to him. And Toastmaster Rashi also closed at very close to like 1 minute and 9 seconds. A huge round of applause to her. And coming to the evaluators, Toastmaster George took the least amount of time, like 4 minutes and 55 seconds. A huge round of applause to him.
Someone can give me a handshake there. Divyanand attending this role for the first time, I believe. So can I have a round of applause for him? Quick suggestions, Divyanand. I know you were earnestly preparing for the entire role introduction. You took the time out, figured out everything, read the script, improvised the script, so kudos for that. 2 suggestions. One, we do not ring the bell endlessly after the break is over. Okay. Your bell is just a cue for the team on to come, and then it's the team on's responsibility to set the crowd. Second, we do not celebrate if somebody's ended at 5 minutes exactly or 6 minutes exactly. Yeah. It's usually a range that we give to the speakers, so they work on structuring their speech and delivering it in time. That's about it. Okay. Probably the thing that you can tell is you can reprimand and encourage members who did not meet the minimum. If there are a table topic speaker who just spoke 58 seconds, probably you can encourage them saying, you know what, next time try to meet the green card at least. That's what you could do. Okay. Moving on to our immediate past president, one of our past presidents, Toastmaster. Oh, okay. Can we have the accountant, Toastmaster Ratan Chetty, tell us the report?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Which catchword do you think was used the most today? So which filler word do you think was the most common one?
So.
So which filler word do you think? Yes, so was the most common catchword and so was the most common filler word. So most of us did use those as the catchword and filler word. I have made a note of those who used less than 3 crutch words or filler words all put together, and then some which were between 3 and 5, so 3 or 4, and some which were more than 5. Those which are less than 3 are the ones who have glowed. So the glow is with Toastmaster Divyanand, Toastmaster Imtiaz, Toastmaster Robinson, Toastmaster Matthew George, Toastmaster Shreya, Toastmaster Alan, Toastmaster Abhay, Toastmaster Muralidharan, Toastmaster Vishal, Toastmaster Srinivas. So these were the people who had the glow, and the person who really glowed the most and did not have any crutch words was Toastmaster Vishal. You can give him a round of applause. There was one more, that was Toastmaster Srinivas V. So both of them did not have any crutch words of We talk in terms of areas of improvement, but here I am talking in terms of areas to grow, not glow. So those who had areas where they can grow, so between 3 or 4, Bhavana, Toastmaster Manish, or guest Manish rather, then Rashi, Toastmaster Rashi. I will not call him guest Brian, I will call him Brian. Yeah, our Brian and Taran again. So these were the people who have some opportunity to grow, and those who have lots of opportunities to grow. Toastmaster Chaitra, Toastmaster Smitha, of course they took roles which were longer roles. I used over here. Toastmaster Richard, Toastmaster Ganesh, Toastmaster Vaidyanathan, and Toastmaster George Lisa. And I will not say who was the person who is the person who has the greatest opportunity for growth. So I will not say that. Having said that, I noticed one tendency. We generally look at in isolation, but a lot of us, what we do is, this trailing and is also something that we can look at and avoid consciously. Having said that, back to you.
Thank you. Quite an education session that was. Toastmaster Ratan. My only suggestion or area of improvement is, whenever we are presenting a report, we have the liberty to mention names, but we do not have the liberty to point a finger. So just make sure we never point a finger at anybody. Okay? And yes, you went from glow to grow, so kudos for that wordplay, but we'll have to stick to the time. Okay, 2 to 3 minutes is what we get as a tag team member. Please keep that in mind. Let's move on to Toastmaster Priyanka for the Grenade report.
Hello everyone. Hello. We had very few stumbles and more words that shine, so let me mention few of them that shine. Fading into silence, revered in society, endured affectionate demeanor, open hood of Kura, something very first time I've heard this, assimilate, meteoric rise, insulated him, treacherous, verbal cue, cursive, Many more are mentioned. You all, anyone interested can definitely go to the report. And few words, sentences that probably could have been improved. One was lost to Wi-Fi could have been Wi-Fi outage. Not fully completed, not fully complete. He said to me could have been, sorry, he was so taken, could have been he was taken aback. Impromptu speak, impromptu speech. Yeah, there are very few not so good. So, and the word of the day, at least in my observation, only 2 people used. That was Vishal, Toastmaster Vishal and Toastmaster Ravi. I hope I didn't miss anyone's name. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Toastmaster Smitha. Okay, this is my bad. For a long time, take a grammarian role. Makes me, I think, to focus more on my listening skills. Over to you, Vijay.
I think that's the pleasure of seeing veteran members take the tag roles. You see something. When you stop taking the roles for a very long time, your ability to pick up on these micro aspects lose their limberness. And it becomes a little rusty, and you could see that in 2 of our speakers today. So I encourage all the veteran speakers to keep taking the tag role. It keeps your ears sharp, and the more meticulous you get in identifying errors and, more importantly, the great usages of seemingly normal things, you will start utilizing them as well. So please, I encourage you to take the tag team roles regularly. Okay? Coming to the DMOD, TTM, and I'm told that was the secretary general evaluation. I think Rashi, you're being a standing secretary, you've brought in your aplomb and your vibe with the role. The only suggestion is the secretary role is still very formal, so we don't take our phone in one hand and freely with the other hand gesturize. We have a very clear and crisp format. Just run through it, okay? And I feel it's you who asks the audience if there's any corrections and not the press team. So maybe add that in as well. Yeah, I think Chaitra had the presence of mind, just she immediately said, is there any amendments to meeting? Okay, so keep that in mind. Having said that, moving to the T mod, Smitha Roshi. Smitha, you're flawless. You're so warm. Okay. You're so warm on the stage, and I think your ability to speak makes the audience wants to listen in and lean forward. And that's the sign of a really good teacher and, more importantly, communicator. I felt the story of Mr. Roshi, your father, Malala, and Smedley was a little too packed for the first introduction of your speech, right? Maybe see if you can just highlight one person and then Rajendran Smedley, if there's a connect between the two, instead of packing it with 4 different stories. Or if there's a very clear arc that's connecting all of them. I couldn't find the arc between Roshi missing your Wi-Fi, or you less or more, and then your father missing the scooter, and Malala getting shot down, and Rajendran Smedley finding the club, Bangalore the Toastmasters International. I couldn't see a clear arc. So maybe cut it down to just 2 stories. One could relate to the theme, the second could relate to the Toastmasters. So that is an easy transition to do. But your high energy, your smooth transitions were all well appreciated and acknowledged. Please do notice that. My other suggestion that I've written for you was, I felt that intros could be worked upon, and it's my mistake too, because as a G I didn't coordinate with you the tag team's intro. So that fell apart, and I felt that's where I could have worked with you and decided who's going to introduce the tag team and prepare for the introductions. So that's some place where I left the ball as well. But having said that, make sure we balance as the key role takers our personal side of the introduction of a member and their professional side. So when you say somebody is working for, let's say, Mercedes, you say the full name of the company and you say the specific title. That's like a basic courtesy and a way to show that we have dotted our I's and crossed our T's. Okay? And you have to balance that out with our personal side of things, that he's the warmest person, he loves biryani, whatever, and then, oh, by the way, he is also so and so and so and so and so and so. Yeah? So we have to balance personal and professional introduction. Having said that, can we have a huge round of applause for Vishal? Thank you. Coming to the table topic master. Well, Shreya has her own spin to everything, and she is nobody new to the stage, so we all know what to expect from Shreya. But today she took us for a ride across many murder cases and mysteries. With her energy, with the presentation, everything was smooth flowing. It was like the tech gods are saying the fastest word from the top. No interruptions tech-wise, no interruptions across the board. So kudos to you and to whoever is there. My few suggestions as when you think of doing a session like this, always have an external jury on the side. I remember somebody did it last time and they had Rajdeep sir as the jury on the side. Who would be that one point of contact the audience spans to after the speaker has left, saying, okay, did this person convince or not? Or who convinced better? So having an external jury simplifies your work, okay, that you can turn to after every topic. Second thing is you need to clearly, because you are the table topic master, you need to lay the ground rule saying, now 2 people will come and there will be so and so. And then move to now 1 person will come and there will be one single topic that you have to talk about. So setting that expectation is something that was missed, because after your 2 speeches, you moved to 1 person coming only on the stage. After I think you missed out on somebody who wasn't there, Shreyas wasn't there. So you then kept calling single person, and then you suddenly moved back to double speakers. So make sure you lay the ground rules clearly so everyone knows what to expect. Yeah, keep that one small aspect in mind. And you mentioned the forensic bit in the last. You mentioned the forensic bit in the WhatsApp message. I felt had you mentioned it in the start of your table topic session introduction, saying, you know what, you have always asked me, what do I do in my forensic sciences studies? And I'm going to bring my classroom here, and I'm going to throw you into the deep end of the cases. And here we go. So that would have connected everything really well. Otherwise, that last bit of you telling about forensic science felt a little, oh, what is she talking about? Yeah, so keep those in mind. But all of you attempted it so well. From talking about to Allen keys, to talking about your brother-in-laws, to talking about so many different aspects of marathon. Now, I think members know if one member is coming, what are they going to talk about? Vishal will talk about running, Vijay will talk about his wife. It's those type, we have typecasted it. But today, I was waiting, how is Vijay going to bring marriage and wife topic here? How is Vishal going to bring running here? And in the end, he somehow connected to the topic back. So kudos for you for stepping out of your comfort zone. I can say that for the rest of you as well, but I don't have the time for it. I have a few general recommendations before I hand over the stage to the president. I think we missed out on the ribbon stand in the front. This is something that not only shows how many accomplishments our club has had, but it also covers Ashirvad's branding. Yeah? So please do not forget the ribbons henceforth. The second is that camera is 7 feet tall, the tripod stand. Before COVID, we used to position the camera right behind Divyanand, so the center aisle would be free for us to move. That will save us easily 45 to 60 seconds every meeting, because members don't have to take the scenic route, they can directly walk into the stage. Okay? So please keep that in mind. I think with WhatsApp and communication, we can really focus on creating not a WhatsApp group, but a WhatsApp community that has a discussions group of our club where we can discuss anything. Then an announcement group where we discuss meeting agendas and all of that. And then subgroup for the committee and specific meeting based groups. Let's say meeting number 1499, meeting number 1500, meeting number 1501. That will really organize a lot of the back-end process that goes on behind the meetings. And the last one, a long-standing suggestion of mine, I think we need a ramp. Whenever we have the budget for it, we have utilized this space and benefited from this place for the last a decade or two, sir, now? A decade and a half? The least we can do is contribute by adding a ramp so our senior members can access the dais that they could access before. That's my only suggestion. That has been a long-standing one. Having said that, I hand it back to the Toastmaster of the day, Smitha Roshi.
2101 for you to vote. So please look in your WhatsApp group. Voting link. Wasn't there a lot of learning? Well, I had mine. And you all had a course. Maybe you're on the top of the world. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're having a lot of doubts. When will I be able to speak so fluently as Akthar did? When will I get the right words at the right time? Maybe it's not your day. Can you all hold your hands like you're holding your diya? Try to protect that flame, symbolic of the inner light. Just a moment. Make a promise to yourself that you will keep that inner light glowing no matter what, till it will pass the test of time. May your inner light take you to greater heights. With that, signing off. As TMOD of the day, over to President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smitha. A big round of applause to every single person who came up here on stage today. Thank you all. There is one announcement for this week. That is, the next meeting will be held on Saturday and not on Friday. So please make sure that you don't come here on Friday. Members, you will be given the meeting details in the WhatsApp group. With this, we come to the awards segment of today's meeting. The Best Role Taker Award goes to someone who normally listens to other people give advice on his podcast, but this time gave us a lot of advice. Toastmaster Aranha. The Best Evaluator Award goes to someone who gave us a very critical evaluation today, Toastmaster Divyanand. The Best Auxiliary Role Taker Award goes to someone who started by quizzing us about crutch words and filler words. Toastmaster Chaitra. The Best Table Topic Speaker Award goes to someone who surprised us today by talking about Bangalore traffic. To Vijay And the Best Speaker Award goes to someone who really drove home his message with his booming voice. Toastmaster Richard D'Souza. come to the end of today's meeting session. Before I close, I would actually like to ask the guests to please raise their hands. Okay, guests, I will be giving you a walkthrough about what Toastmasters is right after the meeting, after we close the meeting. So please take your snacks and join me outside the hall. With this, we come to the end of today's meeting. I close meeting number 1499. Can we have the award winners?